What's up, Internet? This has been the Bearded Coffee Blogger, and I'm back again. We're hitting it a couple days close to in a row here at Christmas. I am with my good friend, Richard Baliko.
How you doing?
He was my college roommate for the first couple of years, and we actually went to high school together. Senior year, we're in calculus together.
Yep.
So long-time friendship. He and his family are up here visiting in Nashville for a few days from Mississippi. And we have got an exciting coffee for you today. My wonderful wife hooked me up for Christmas with some Corvus coffee roasters, which is a Denver-based roaster. So the Colorado coffee is here as promised. And we're going to do a little tasting and tell you a little bit about Corvus. I think had some Corvus in the past, but I don't remember much about it. I think it was a couple years ago. I've not had this one. This is the very first brew of the bag that we're trying right now. And this is the Corvus La Vega washed Colombian coffee from Huila, Colombia. The producer is Christian Osario, and the varietals on this one are Caturra and Castillo F6. So this smells like candy. You want to smell it?
Sure.
In the bag, it smells amazing.
It sure does. Sure does.
And really good branding here. I like the gold with the little pattern here. So bag design gets the thumbs up. My wife also bought me a new Corvus mug for this tasting. Which is very cool, and Richard's rocking the Back Porch Coffee Roasters mug. So Diner Mugs, there we go on that. Let me read you just a little bit from their website, and then we're going to jump into the tasting. We're letting this guy just cool a little bit as we do that, but here's what it says. It says, La Vega is a farm near the town of Tarcu in Huila, Colombia. This is one of our two primary subregions we focus on in Colombia for sourcing, and La Vega is the highest farm in either region we work with. The farm is owned and completely managed by Christian Osario and his family. They have a very humble process and lack quite a bit of the infrastructure you would see in a typical farm in this region. They don't employ pickers, and picking coffee is a family affair. That's very cool. They do some cherry floating in blue plastic buckets before taking the coffee to a neighbor's farm to be processed and dried. So there's some more information you can read about on corvuscoffee.com about this specific coffee and the family, but very cool. Before we get into it, Richard, why don't you tell them about our coffee journey?
Okay. Well, we started drinking coffee at Applebee's back in 1998.
Yeah.
And when we were freshmen at Mississippi State. So we would get together, drink coffee. I would go on these binges where I would study for 2 nights straight and then drink coffee and then continue to keep awake. So, but since then, I mean, throughout the years at Mississippi State, when we were juniors and seniors, we would go to this one place in the Cotton District where they have some really good coffee over there. So still get together and, talk, have Bible studies and so on. So,
yeah. That coffee shop, which was one of my favorites in Starkville ever, sadly is no longer with us. Mm-hmm. Then we went to, I think it was Big Daddy's.
Yes, Big
Daddy's was there for a little while, also RIP. Mm-hmm. And then we got Strange Brew, which Strange Brew is still rocking it. Mm-hmm. And then 929 has come in the last few years, which is also a rad place. So I've talked about 929 before. So if you're wondering why in the world did y'all go drink coffee at Applebee's, we did because that was the only option for a little while.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with the sniffy sniff and see what we smell in this guy. All right, Richard, what do you think you smell?
Now, one of the things I smell is hints of cinnamon.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. Kind of some cinnamon stick. Mm-hmm. This is very typical to me on the nose for like a Colombian, Guatemala. I'm spilling coffee everywhere here. I always do that when I swirl it. Like a Colombian, Guatemalan style coffee. You know, I get the I get the cinnamon, a little bit of like candied nuttiness.
Yes.
So like fruit with kind of that crushed nut thing that I often smell. Maybe a little bit of vegetation.
Yes.
On the front end. Pretty typical. Typical meaning the sort of coffee I love. So,
yes.
All right, let's go ahead and try this guy out.
All right.
What do you taste?
I could taste the nuttiness of it, but it's not pungent. So it really goes smooth in your mouth. So
Gotcha. To me, this has got brighter acidity than you might expect. It's a little brighter. Some of you will love that. Some of you won't. I actually like it, but it's pretty sharp acidity up front. To me, it's sort of a lemon lime.
yes.
Maybe even a little bit of flour, but lemon lime really kind of hits you right at front. That might mellow into more of like a red fruit flavor right after the initial punch. But it kind of starts off sharp. It mellows a tad, but not a lot. And to me, then it stays. It just tapers off a little bit, but it actually has got quite a long finish.
Yes.
With that kind of bright acidity, might be lacking a tad bit on the bottom end for me, but it is still pretty heavy. Yeah, there's some sort of like raspberry cherry. It's like the lemon lime kind of maybe trend. That's where it mellows a tad. Doesn't mellow a lot, but mellows a tad. So it's more like green acidity, like very citrusy, and then it mellows a little bit into more like red fruit, raspberry, cherry, something along those lines.
I agree with that.
What do you think, Richard? Your sort of coffee, or not quite to your liking?
I love it. Now for me, I kind of judge coffee by can I just drink it straight up without putting cream and sugar in there, and this is a coffee I definitely can do that with.
Always a good way to judge it. You know, do you need to cover it up?
Yes.
Or does it stand on its own?
Yes.
It stands on its own. It may be a little bright for some people, but I think it's really good. They say, let's go ahead, their tasting notes. Blackberry, orange peel, and balanced. Let me see if I always like to look at theirs and then try to.
I don't really taste the blackberry.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't totally get the blackberry. I think I do get the orange peel though.
Yes.
I think that's that bright.
Yeah, that's a citrus. That's a citrus element of it.
Yeah. Totally. So, quick question before we sign off here. What's your favorite coffee shop you've ever been to? Do you have one?
Right now, it's going to be the 929
In
coffee.
Starkville?
Yeah. That's my favorite. They have some really good pour overs over there, and it's the same thing. I can drink those pour overs straight up. Don't have to mask anything.
Yeah.
So, totally enjoy the atmosphere. And there's one time I went there in late February. It was a beautiful day, and they just opened up everything and let the air in. And it was a beautiful time doing work over there.
Cool. I think for me, man, this is tough because there's a ton of shops I love. But one that always sticks out in my mind, it was a small shop, but just really well done. But a couple of years ago, I got to check out Amethyst Coffee in Denver.
Okay.
And just how it's okay. So it and So Amethyst in Denver, I thought was amazing. I just love the vibe. And then Communal Coffee in San Diego.
Okay.
Which was like a flower shop and a coffee shop together. Was super, super cool. Just had its own vibe. They served sight glass, I think, when I was there, which was amazing. One of my favorites. And both those coffees seriously had it going on. They stuck in my memory. So I'm thinking of those two. So anyway, cool. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Definitely check out Corvus Coffee. I think it's corvuscoffee.com is what I said. And you can get some of their stuff, order it online. I love that they're telling stories about farmers, more detailed stories on their site. So that's really cool. It's cool to know where your stuff comes from. And I'm totally digging this amazing diner mug, quote the Raven, nevermore, that my wife got me. So thank you guys for tuning in.
All right.
Peace. I'll check you later.
All right.
Forgot to mention something real quick, and I want to ask that, or mention that before we go. One, we talked about our favorite coffee shops or favorite coffee shop experience. If you have one of those, I would love it if you would leave it in the comments below on YouTube in the video. Love to hear about your favorite coffee shop, or just something that's super memorable that you remember about coffee shops. The other thing is, if you are liking this content, if you appreciate watching the videos, I would super appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel, The Bearded Coffee Blog on YouTube, and smash that like button on YouTube. That will help this video get seen by more people. And if you need to be notified when a new video comes out, click that notification bell, and every time I push out a new video, you'll get notified. Again, thank you guys. Peace.
See you later.